This is Lady Maya. Hello, you guys. We are back with another podcast, guys. I'm telling you, I have Dr. Katie. She is an absolute godsend because she woke me up. She woke me up. She woke me up. And it was just like more so like just her just her aura and her energy and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, I need this. I need this on an everyday basis, you guys. Okay, I'll tell you what she told me. Okay. So she's a mathematician. Okay. And she has her own company, you guys. And you won't guess what it is. You know what? Matter of fact, I think she can tell you better than I can. So I'm going to let her tell you. Okay. So Dr. Katie, thank you so much for joining us, living your best life with Lady Maya. Dr. Katie, hello, beloved.
Hello, Lady Maya. I am so honored and thrilled to be on your show. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity. And yes, you're right. I'm a mathematician, so I'm always looking at patterns and playing with things. And so when I had to come up with my company name, I thought, what would basically describe what I do? And I thought, nothing. But I thought I have an unusual name, and my last name is Nall. And so I added the word edge, and I ended up with Knowledge Company. So the name of my company is Knowledge Company. That's it.
There you go. Wow. Isn't that amazing, you guys? She did a word play on her last name with a name that we all love. We love that knowledge, don't we? More than
You know, Lady Maya, most people don't understand that mathematics is not necessarily about formulas or anything. It's actually derived to be for people who, dare I say, are lazy. That's what formulas are about, because it's just looking for patterns and systems. And then based on patterns and systems, how can I make this easy to understand? And that's where the formulas came from. It's like, oh, okay, well, if this is true, then I can pop this in a formula and it will always be true. And so that's what I love about mathematics. And mathematics is the basis of music, art, architecture, almost everything. And even you can look at relationships and see the mathematics in that. I love math.
Oh, wow. I didn't think about relationships at all, but I guess, if love.com has some type of thing to get you to.
Because I had a heart. There you go. I had a heart for them. I working at a college, and the students would come in and they'd come in, they'd say, I'll have only one class left to graduate. I'm like, okay, what is it? Guess what?
Math.
Always math. It was always math. And I said, okay, well, we're going to sign you up for math. Well, all I had to do was say that. And Lady Maya, their sweat that would come off their hands, they could water my plants with it. I could watch them turn red just coming up. So when I was doing my research for my Ph.D., I was like, I want to find out, how do I help students overcome their fear and anxiety about math? And you know what I found?
What?
Nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing out there. And so I thought, what they said is they need to study harder, or they need to get a different teacher, or they need to get a study group. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. These are people that can't even register for math because they were just so fearful of it. And I really wanted to help these students. I had a heart for them. So I looked at it as a word problem. And I said, okay, what can I do to change this to find an answer? So I took out the part about math and I said, how do you help people overcome fear and anxiety? Now, this was in the year 2010, and I just happened to tune in to Nick Ortner's 10-day tapping summit. I learned all about emotional freedom technique, the tapping technique, and I bought the book, I bought the DVD, I taught myself, and I was like, I have no idea if this is going to work or not, but let's just try it. Because they were using it on all kinds of things, but nobody was using it on math. So I tried it, and students were coming into my office, and Lady Maya, they were saying, I'm desperate. And I don't know about you, but clients who are desperate are the best kind of clients.
Aren't they?
They'll do anything to get to their goal. And I'm like, okay, let's try this. I have no idea if this is going to work or not, but let's just try this and see what happens. I don't know. Well, one by one, they kept coming back and they're like, Dr. Null, I got an A on my math test, or Dr. Null, I got 100%. And they were more surprised, but not as much as I was, because I wasn't sure that this was going to work. So I thought, maybe I need to go back and get trained, because I really don't know what I'm doing. But it was working anyway. So I went back and I got level 1 and level 2 training. And as it turns out, I didn't have any idea what I was doing. It still worked. I actually went back and I got training in trauma, which I'm really glad, because when I was talking to some of the students about how do you feel about math, they'd say, oh, it makes me disgusted. I'm like, well, what about it makes you disgusted? Well, then they would share a story about being in college and they just got back from a math test. They'd go up to their dorm room and their roommate had committed suicide. So the association of their roommate committing suicide and the math test was making them feel disgusted. Now, that's a traumatic event, and that gets treated differently than your usual everyday kind of thing. And I had a lot of students that had traumatic events that they just connected them with math, and it had nothing to do with math. But so we had to unbundle it and tap it out. So I actually did a TEDx talk on how to overcome math anxiety. It's on YouTube. And then since then, I work with students literally all over the world, helping them overcome their math anxiety. I was on Zoom before everybody else knew about it. So I have clients in Canada and in Belgium and France and India and Thailand. So all over the world, working with them to help them. And now what I say I do is I help people dissolve their waffles, their worries, anxiety, fear, frustration, lethargy, exhaustion, and stress, because all of that can be helped by tapping.
Wow. I love that. I need to.
Why don't we do a session? Can we do one?
Sure. Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me, now this is kind of strange. Okay. I'm going to tell you strange, because I know you as a very, very positive person. And I'm going to ask you a strange question. I'm going to ask you to tell me something that makes you feel negative, some negative emotion that's coming up.
Negative. I guess being tired.
Tired. Okay, that's great. And from the top of your head to the bottom of your toes, where does that sense of being tired, where do you feel it in your body?
On my shoulders.
Yeah, the shoulders. I get it. And I'm going to ask you to follow me and repeat words. If I say something and you go, I wouldn't say it that way, or no, that's not really true for me, will you restate it in your own words?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. And is this, I only have 2 more questions. And is this statement true? Right here, right now, I feel safe.
I feel safe.
Good. Okay. And the last question, from 0 to 10, where 0 is like, no big deal, I can rest later. And 10 is the most tired you've ever been. How tired do you feel right now?
5.
5. Okay. Okay, good. So we're going to start on the side of the hand, and you can use either hand. Okay. And I'd like to have your audience members go along with us. They may have something called borrowing benefits. They may not feel tired, but they may feel an energy shift in themselves just by following along. Okay. So start on the side of your hand and repeat after me and say, even though. I'm tired.
I'm tired.
And I can feel it in my shoulders.
I can feel it in my shoulders.
Right here, right now. I feel safe anyway.
But I feel safe anyway.
We're going to repeat that 2 more times. Even though. My shoulders are making me feel so tired.
My shoulders are making me feel so tired.
Right here, right now, I feel safe anyway.
Right here, right now, I feel safe anyway.
Even though.
I feel tired.
I feel tired. Oh, right here, right now, I feel safe anyway.
Right here and right now, I feel safe anyway.
And then tap on the top of your head, on the crown of your head. And you can use one hand or the other or both. It doesn't, this is my monkey move. Yeah. And you can say, oh, I feel so tired in my shoulders.
Ooh, I feel so tired in my shoulders.
And then, Lady Maya, on the edge of your eyebrows, right above your nose. Oh, I feel so tired in my shoulders.
I feel so tired in my shoulders.
And then on the edge of your eye, between your eye and your hairline, you tap right there. I feel so tired in my shoulders.
I feel so tired in my shoulders.
And then under your eyes, that's where I keep all my bags. But anyway, I feel so tired in my shoulders.
I feel so tired in my shoulders.
And then under the nose, oh, I feel so tired in my shoulders.
I feel so tired in my shoulders.
And then under your lips, right above your chin, I feel so tired in my shoulders.
I feel so tired in my shoulders.
And then cross your wrist to your chest and tap right there on your collarbone. I feel so tired in my shoulders.
I feel so tired in my shoulders.
And then the last spot is about 4 inches down. You just pat on your ribs and say, oh, I feel so tired in my shoulders.
I feel so tired in my shoulders.
And then blow all your air out.
Ooh. Shaking.
Shaking so good.
Shaking.
Yeah, it's all good.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's not hurting as much. It's good. I'm gonna have to do that forever. I'm gonna have to replay it a couple times.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, Lady Maya, as you do it repeatedly, what happens actually is it will go down from a 5 to a 0. And what's interesting is scientific studies that have been done around the world have found that when they compare cognitive behavior therapy, which is talk therapy, with EMDR, which is eye movement desensitization response, and EFT, emotional freedom technique, what we just did, they have found that EMDR and EFT are way more effective than cognitive behavior therapy. And between the two of them, EMDR, you have to be in front of a therapist when you do it because you may go into a trauma response and you have to be in front of a therapist to do it. Okay. I'm not a therapist. I'm a mathematician. And I've been working with clients about math anxiety, about waffles, about all kinds of things, and have seen such great success because tapping is non-invasive, it's non-addictive, there's no adverse side effects, and you can do it yourself. Just like you said, you can do it yourself. You will see me driving around town in our little town, and when somebody pulls out in front of me, I can't believe they just did that. Who do they think they are?
Oh my goodness, I can imagine that. Like, I think it's because like it is like a decent distraction just to kind of help you come back from some things, and then and then once you like realize what you're actually doing, you're just you want to laugh because you're like, really, I'm just being so crazy right now. This is so much fun, and you're just doing your taps. That's awesome. I think that is so amazing. That is really, really amazing because it's like you help not only yourself, but you got others to come with you. And I think that is absolutely phenomenal. That is brilliant. That is so brilliant. And then your business knowledge is absolutely amazing. That is so cool. I'm like, oh yeah, that is so cool. And I'm pretty sure everybody gets a big old smile and grin when you see it. You're like, oh, because you're saying that you're like, oh no, that's an interesting knowledge. Knowledge, I get that. You look, breaking down barriers before you even get there and say anything. That is so amazing. Okay, so tell everyone, basically, how's this changed your life? You know, with you taking on in helping people with their mathematics, and different things like that. I know this had to be interesting.
Oh, Lady Maya, that's such a great question. So my life has changed because, well, my my husband says that I'm really perfect for this job because I don't ever get stressed. Um, but I'm a carrier. Everyone around me gets stressed just because of the pace that I usually work at. But I've really been able to help so many people, including family members. I've had my husband, who really doesn't buy into all of this, surprise. But he would come home day after day after day complaining about this and that. And this is not working at work, and this is not working, and I don't know what I'm going to do with this, and blah, blah, blah. And he wouldn't ever want to tap with me. So one day I said, you know what, honey, I know that you don't buy into this, but would you do me a big favor and sit down right here next to me and just tap with me? And so I asked him to tap with me, and I used his words that I've been hearing, right, for the past few weeks about how frustrated he was and how this person doesn't do this right and blah, blah, blah. And we got all finished. He's like, okay, is that all you need? And I said, yeah, I'm fine. Well, the next day, Lady Maya, he came home and he didn't say a word. I said, well, what about that person that was giving you a hard time? And what about that other thing? And what about that thing you've been complaining about for weeks? And he's like, oh, I took care of everything. I said, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, I got everything under control. I'm like, that's pretty interesting. And so whenever we have a big project that he and I have to work on together, now I insist, okay, we got to sit down and we got to tap. But I've had a lot of relatives that I've been able to help. And what's interesting is, in addition to level 1 and level 2 and trauma, I've actually done level 3 and I've done quantum. So I've actually worked with past lives. So I had a professional come to me and she needed help because she had all of these reports that were due. And if the reports weren't done, she wasn't going to get paid. So, I mean, it was really important to get, she had 46 reports to do, 46 payments that she was behind. And as she came in, she was kind of holding her back. And so we were tapping on the fact that, she didn't like writing and she didn't like her reports. And really, we weren't getting anywhere. And so I thought, I'm going to ask you, what's going on with your back? And she said, I don't know. I've got this like sharp pain in my back. And I was like, I said, so why don't we tap on that sharp pain you have on your back? Well, Lady Maya, it turns out that what she ended up remembering, she remembered being in a battlefield and she was stabbed in the back with a sword and died. Is that too weird?
Oh, yes.
And after we cleared the pain from that trauma, within 1 week, she was able to finish her 46 reports. Not had a problem since then. Crazy.
Wow. Because when you have people that have had so much trauma in another time, and different things like that, are we holding on to it? Like, are we just like, okay, are we dealing with it from the perspective of that time frame as opposed to this time frame? And these are questions that, a sister has, I just think about stuff.
So somebody told me this, Lady Maya, and it blew my mind, completely blew my mind. They said, when my grandmother was pregnant with my mother, as she was pregnant with my mother, the eggs that were being formed in my mother while she was in her mother's womb, one of those eggs was me. So that meant everything that my grandmother was experiencing during pregnancy, my cells were experiencing it well. So then my mother was born and she had my egg inside of her. So from her birth until she gave birth to me, my cells experienced all that energy that she experienced. So when I have a fear that may be unreasonable or doesn't make any sense, or like, I don't know why I'm scared of spiders. It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
My mother or my grandmother may have had a traumatic experience with spiders, and my cells remember that.
Wow. That is so awesome. Oh my God.
Right?
You think
Right?
about it, you like, oh my, you know what? Yes, that makes a lot more sense than most people. Cause like I think me and my husband, we were talking about he was saying like we were all what was the word? Reincarnated. And I was just like, I think the reason why we feel the way that we do about the things that we do is it's got to be something in the gene pool. And I kept saying that it's got to be in the gene pool, babe. I don't believe that. But yours makes so much more sense because it still is in the gene pool. It's you know a lot of the times, like he said, you know, he said he said, how come your grandkid come out talking like you and feeling like you and just strutting and has faces and different things like that? And I'm like, it's not a grandmom. It doesn't matter, G. That makes
So,
sense.
do you see this? How I have my thumb between my fingers. So
Yeah.
I didn't even notice it. But apparently, when I get stressed or I feel like I'm feeling overwhelmed, my thumb accidentally goes right there. When our first granddaughter was born and she was 3 days old, she was doing the exact same thing. The exact same thing.
That is
Too funny.
That is,
Right?
it's so amazing. See, I knew it was something. See, it took the mathematician to explain it to Lady Mike. Okay, like no, it's math, baby. Don't worry about it. I love that. So you know, okay, what do you hope that your company can do for other people? Because I think it would just be an amazing thing just to take a peek at. You know?
Well, Lady Maria, what not only what I hope, but what I see my company is doing right now is that we offer a 40-day growth and prosperity mastermind. And I see huge transformations that come about through a combination of journaling, networking, so that we all like benefit from one another. And we implement the tapping in there because what I've seen is the tapping can just break through huge blockages that we didn't even know we had, right? Until we start tapping on the stuff. And that combination, I have seen so many people actually being transformed, whether it's through their work situation, their relationships, their health. One of the current participants was talking the other day, and he said, "I don't know why, but all of a sudden I'm running 2 miles a day," and we're like, "Good for you." Another participant said, "You know, I was having a lot of trouble sleeping the other night, and I just started tapping on, I'm having trouble sleeping. I'm having trouble sleeping. And she was able to go back to sleep." So it's growth and abundance in so many different areas of their lives. So it's something that I see on a regular basis. Our next session is going to start in January, and we limit. We don't have many spaces because you've got to connect with people, and if you have a lot of people, you don't really connect.
It's condensed and and all that good stuff, and it doesn't really get that person.
Right. But we've seen people that have come into the mastermind and have doubled their client base in 40 days. And it wasn't like they had one client and they got two. It's like one of them is a Qigong instructor. And he usually has about 15 to 20 people at his class. That doubled in 40 days. So it's been a lot of fun. That's what it's been. It's been just tremendous fun.
Oh, I'm happy for you. I really am, because this has to be just an awesome experience with everyone and the people that you get to connect with and the people that get to connect to you wouldn't otherwise really meet,
Right.
And so this has been, wow, that is so amazing. Okay. So you got to tell the viewers how to reach you, dear heart.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll put it in the comments. But a great way to reach me is my email, and I tried to make it easy. It's hello@drnall.com. So it's HELLO@DRNALL.com. And I'm going to challenge your listeners. Okay. I always give this out and nobody ever does it. There's my phone number. Give me a call. Pick up my phone, pick up the phone and call me. I'm at 772-480-0541. And they can join our Facebook group. We have 40 Day Prosperity Facebook group, and you can just check out and see what people are saying. My website is knowledgeco.com. And I would love to be able, thank you so much. I'd love to be able to work with and help any of your listeners.
Definitely. I'm telling you, you guys, she's amazing, right? Like oh my goodness.
Not any more than you are.
No, you are. You're always so amazing. It's just like since she got on here with me, I was sitting there and I was just like, is this real? Like I have somebody that is just as high pitched and high strung and everything like me, because I'm sitting there like, oh my goodness, I usually try to bring it. Like, come on, let's go, let's do this. Yeah. And she was just like, she was making so many jokes and different things like that. And I'm like, oh my God, I absolutely love her. Can I take her home?
Yes, let's go home.
Let's go. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know what? She is probably just giving so much sunshine to everyone that she's coming into contact with. Can't even talk right now. I'm just so excited. I don't even, I'm falling over my words. But I'm telling you, she is so amazing and she's gorgeous. She has long silver hair and it's just so amazing. So you guys, I'm telling you, if you want to see, I mean, you can always go onto YouTube and you can watch the whole thing. But definitely understand this, I do this and I'll say it once again and again and again. I do this for everyone that feels stuck in what they do. If you're not happy with what you're doing, you can do something else. The thing that you even wanted to do when you were younger is a possibility, but you won't know unless you try. I give you people that went the extra mile. I give you people that have such a passion and is so driven, and it just doesn't seem like work after a while. We have so much time and so much energy and different things like that, and we get to enjoy it all. So why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we want to do that and be able to come into contact with people and help them in such a way that, only you can do it? Why wouldn't you want to? So I tell you this, you guys, you can do this. Like Dr. Katie says, she got it together and she had to take a couple of extra little like little cuts and different turns and different things like that. But she got to it to where she's so positive and so willing to help and always thinking of others. And I think that is like the thing that you got to think about, because if you don't think about people, then people don't really want to be bothered with you. But we push that. We don't push that. We push positivity. We push everything that you were made up of to do. It was for you. Just for you. And I thank Dr. Katie. She is amazing. I am so elated that you got the chance to be on my podcast and with my my YouTube as well. You guys, I do need to remind you, I am now on Patreon, okay? So I am looking for just a little help, just to help you guys with the content and different things like that. I also still have the radio show, and Sister got her TV show coming up. Woo-hoo! And so we're working on that, and this is where a lot of the funds are kind of going to, because that is something that I just feel that will empower you, because you'll see me. You'll see how I get to interact with with other people and wonderful people that were able to just allow me the opportunity to to highlight them. And I think it's an absolutely wonderful thing. And you guys, I love you so much. You guys, and I thank you so much. Actually. Oh my gosh. I'm tapping without really doing anything. Right. I'm not doing it the way I'm supposed to, but I am so grateful. I'm grateful for you guys, and I'm grateful for my Mayan tribe, and I'm grateful for Dr. Katie and her being here. And so you guys, you know how to get through me. It's oneladymaya@gmail.com, and that's MYYO. And you know why? Because your homegirl is special. I will see you guys